great to get both Best of Show and the People's Choice. It's a great honor. I really appreciate everybody voting for me and the display. I was really honored, and I think this will make Dad proud.
Absolutely.
I have a few English poisons and a few German poisons, but I really try to specialize in American poisons. If you don't specialize, that field gets huge and very difficult to fill up.
Okay. Now, what can you tell us about your display, Vern?
Okay, so this is all about poison bottles. Poison bottles really came about in about the 1870s up through the turn of the century. They were really to prevent accidental poisoning. It was separate them from being confused as a medicine. So things that were supposed to be taken external only, or rat poisons, a lot of different things. They were designated by hobnails, skulls and crossbones, a lot of different things that you see here, very bright colors. The interesting thing about this display is my father bought this coffin at an antique store 25 years ago. My mother, when he got home, said, "No way, not going in the house as a display because it's a coffin." So it sat in the attic for 23 years until my friend helped me make it into a display. And so I'm a second generation poison bottle collector, and I'm honoring my father after his passing in 2006 to actually get the display to Baltimore.
And wouldn't he be so proud to have it here winning an award?
Yes, he would. He collected poisons for a number of years, and he passed in 2006. He passed that down to me, and I've built on it since then. And it's been with the help of the Antique Poison Bottle Collectors Association, my good friends Tim Adams, Joan Cabanis, Jerry Jones, and a lot of the other members have really helped me get the more rare pieces into the collection. And it's been an honor to work with them. They've really been, it's a great organization. It's kind of breaking up a little bit now, going to a Facebook format, but if you're interested in poison bottles, Antique Poison Bottle Collectors Association on Facebook, great place to go. A lot of information out there.
Okay, so what is one of your favorite pieces here that you have? I know that your coffin is the most prized piece that you have here, but what bottles would be your...
Probably the best bottles in here are the skulls. They're kind of the...
Here, let me zoom in on that.
Yeah,
go ahead. If you want to point to it, I probably can... Okay.
Okay, those are really kind of almost the symbol of the poison collectors. They're really prized bottles, very difficult to find. It took me about 15 years to find all three of them. It's a hard one to get. But I'm just as proud of a lot of them, really. One of the best ones is a Southern bottle, which obviously by my accent, I am Southern. Is a Jacob's bedbug killer from Atlanta, Georgia. And it's a real difficult bottle to find. There was one that showed up at the show today of an unknown size, and my good friend Wayne Hill was able to purchase it. So, good bottle there.
So, second generation, how common is that it's passed down to a son, daughter, a relative in that manner?
I think if you talk to a lot of people here, they started with their father and digging. I mean, we started digging when I was about 11 years old. We dug bottles pretty regularly, and we got really going to shows in about 1989 when I met Mr. Sonny Howell. He introduced us to the Columbia, South Carolina show. And when my father was alive, we'd do about 10 shows a year. Even when I moved away, we would meet up and go to shows. And so he started collecting poisons, and it really, after his passing, it was something I picked up. I was collecting figure bitters at the time, but since then I've really kind of tried to focus on poisons.
And now some of the other people, I met Jerry before, we interviewed him before, and then it becomes like a family, your fellow collectors.
Yes, we all traveled you know, up from South Carolina, North Carolina, as a team. You know, we all shared vehicles and that kind of thing to come up, and we had a good time when we were here. So this is an owl drug poison. It's one of the larger sizes that was made, and you can see it's clearly marked poison here, and got the owl on the pedestal. They were in operation until they were bought out by Rexall, and there's a number of them. These were really the apothecary style that would have been in that drugstore, and this is an apothecary display that would have also been in an owl store.
Down to the green bottles that you have here. Start with the small one.
Yeah, these are stair-step sizes of the Sun Drug Company, and these bottles were made just for the Sun Drug, but they're considered a regular hexagon, so they're marked KI in our lingo. And there's also other names on them from different companies. I don't have a large variety, but I wanted to bring in at least the Sun Drugs and a couple others just so people would get a better idea.
So what else would you like to share with us?
Well, it's all the classic indications of a poison bottle. It has the lattice work on the side, so that if you pulled this out of a medicine cabinet, you would be able to feel it right away. It's got poison vertically down each side. It's also got a star and the skull and crossbones. And this was actually a mercury bichloride, and it would have been used to treat wounds as an antiseptic. So that was the kind of thing that you didn't want to get confused with your cough medicine.
And not everyone could read when that bottle was made. So if they couldn't read what was on there, they could feel it and know that it was a poison bottle.
Right. And I think one thing that we take for granted now is lighting. There was very poor lighting at that time. There wasn't any electricity, so it was all candlelight and lantern. And so knowing what you were getting out of the medicine cabinet wasn't as easy as it would be today.
And how hard is it to find that particular bottle that you have with a label on it?
Well, I've got another one on the table that doesn't have the label. It took me about 17, 18 years to find one with the label. And now I'm selling the one without. So everything that you see for sale from Vern is things that I've duplicated, not things that I'm just selling out of the collection.
Okay, and what else do you have, Vern?
You know, most poison bottles really are small, so the larger sizes that you've seen are kind of unusual. But as far as a really nice bottle, I think the DP Coffin is really a champion bottle. It again has the poison on the sides for a feel. It's got hobnails on the edges, and it's got the skull and crossbone. A nice little cobalt coffin. And you know, the coffins really kind of go with the coffin part of the display as well.
Okay, so what other bottles do you have? I want to make sure you share any bottles that you want to. You saw that and you fell in love with it.
Yes, I did. As you can see, these are parts of the skull bottles that we've seen earlier in my display. And like I said, these are really difficult bottles to come across. It's amazing that these are the bases and parts of the faces and the stem off of those same types of skulls. To be able to find that many that were broken and to turn that into art is truly art to me. And,
oh, it's beautiful.
So whenever I seen it, it'll definitely hang in the window above my display.
Any poison collector would love to have that piece.